right, so there's a teaser for Toy Story 4. I'm confused and scared. Let's talk about it.
Somebody's got to.
We also got a trailer for another confusing movie that we're both excited for, Toy Story 4, and that's just the title. But we have the trailer that came out, and we're introduced to a new character, Forky.
Yeah,
he's the spork with some googly eyes on him. Here's the quick synopsis I was able to find online. Woody has been confident about his place in the world and that his priority is taking care of his kid, whether that's Andy or Bonnie, because they're with a new kid now. Yeah. But when Bonnie adds a reluctant new toy called Forky to her room, a road trip adventure alongside old and new friends will show Woody how big the world can be for a toy. So that's awesome. That's going to be a road trip movie, so we're going to run into different toys from different parts of the world. Doesn't matter. I don't know if that matters. But the big question here is also, let's give a shout out to the actor who's playing Forky. It's Tony Hale from Arrested Development. Also, we're introduced to Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele as Ducky and Bunny, respectively, and they have a really funny clip that Pixar released, and it's really funny.
It's so funny.
But now that we're seeing Forky, a lot of the Pixar heads have been describing that there was a fork that Bonnie took and turned it into a toy, and it doesn't want to be a toy anymore. It wants to be. It doesn't want to just be alive. Like it's like Mr. Meeseeks. It doesn't. Existence is pain. It doesn't want to be alive.
Yeah.
And doesn't that open like a lot? When I explained that to you before you saw the trailer, did you kind of like have to scratch your head just like a little bit?
I mean, yeah. It's a weird because here's the thing. Did we need an explanation of why the toys are alive? Is that something, having watched 3 Toy Story movies, were you like, way to whiff at Toy Story, never explaining why the toys are alive?
No, but I think there's a fun question where it's like, well, what does that? Well, like, where's the limit? Like, when is it alive and when is it not? Like, it is like the sock puppet that you have, and then you just kind of use it as a sock again. Is that just a sock or is that a toy? I picked a bad example because y'all gonna be gross, but no, like you kind of start to ask questions, and so when you have Forky, who's just supposed to be a utensil, and also how weirdly like. How weird is it that he's holding the other utensils? Because it's like in Westworld where like what was it, Maeve or something like where she like figures out like what the whole world is like. Don't correct me on the character names, kids. I'm not a big fan of Westworld, but it's still a good scene, and it just makes you start asking a lot of questions. And that's the point of this video: is that what are the rules now? Because a lot of people have broken down the Cars world where it's like, okay, so. New Rockstars. I do videos with them. They're great guys. They did a whole breakdown of the Cars video, which we push to you all the time because it's so weird. That based on their like global tour, there's a Pope in the Cars world. So that means there's a Jesus. There was a Jesus in Cars world. They got crucified
to make a car Pope. Well, no, but here's the thing though. Here's the thing. There's been long-standing theories about how the entire Pixar universe is connected. Are we seeing that if you anthropomorphize something, if you give it eyes and a face and limbs, it becomes alive? And so that's how the cars in the Cars universe become alive. And so they have a car Pope because we had a Pope. So they don't need a car Jesus.
Well,
there are buildings in the Cars universe built for cars. How do the cars build the buildings? I went on the Cars. By the way, Disneyland, or not Islands of Adventure, the Adventureland, right? What do they call that? California Adventure. They have a Cars ride. Great ride. So much fun. Whole land. When you're leaving the Cars ride, you're in a cave, and there are stalactites and stalagmites in the shape of car lights. And there's mountains in the shape of cars. That'd be like if you're leaving a cave and all the stalagmites and stalagmites are like hands reaching for you. You know what I mean? And you go out and you look at like the Grand Canyon. There's clearly a rock outcropping of a dude's face. Like, all I'm saying is what happened in the Cars universe? Because it's not just cars that are cars. Like everything is cars.
Really quick, the Carlin brothers on YouTube have a great breakdown of the Pixar theory. That's from Tyler Swanson. Go check them out. They probably have a really good theory. You have a good question. I can't answer that one.
So are you implying that perhaps Forky is the beginning of the end of the human race?
Hey, I think we have to ask a couple questions because at a certain point, like, so if you added eyes, or you start treating something as a toy, that means it comes to life. Like you anthropomorphize it, whatever. But like, at what level is that?
Yeah. What do you need to do? What magic spell do you need to cast?
Yeah.
And does Bonnie know it? Does Bonnie know the toy spell? And also, here's a question I have: does Santa get involved in this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Santa the reason toys are alive?
Yeah.
Is all I'm saying.
There's a fun theory.
Yeah, but you have like a 2-point verification system in your brain because you keep talking about treating it like a thing.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if all you have to do is put eyes and hands on it and it's alive. You don't even need to treat it like it's alive. It's just alive.
Well, some of that one pair of legs that has a fish hook at the end doesn't have eyes on it. Remember in Sid's room that he made all those freaky toys? That's alive because it was
like messed up toys.
Also, those are 2 different body parts that he put together from 2 different toys, and it made a new toy.
Which also leads to questions like, so if Forky doesn't want to be alive, which is implications of that are challenging.
Got to make you have to ask a lot of religious questions.
Yeah.
Your pastor after seeing this movie.
Parents are going to be asked a lot of questions by their kids that they are not ready to talk about. So Sid took apart toys and re-put them together, and they were still alive.
Yeah.
So it sounds like for Forky to not be alive, that's a challenge. And also, where do toys go when they die?
Yeah. What happens? Because they were scared to die in that furnace. What is that? Because did they have an idea of what happens after? Or were they just they were just freaking out about the inevitable end of everything?
And they don't have a nervous system or anything. So how do they react?
Are you sure? Because I mean, when he got hurt, Woody was in pain when his arm was falling off in Toy Story 2. There's a lot of questions here.
See, so I just thought it was better once we just skipped over all that. Like, hey, listen, when you're not looking, toys do stuff, and we're running with that.
No, we're adding more.
No, I don't. It scares me, man.
Yeah,
it scares me
because at this point, sometimes like I
Toy
was talking
Story
about,
was a great ending to that series.
Think about this: like when it comes to Halloween time or Christmas time, a lot of people dress up their houses, and sometimes you'll make the house like you put eyes in the window to make it look like
creepy,
like creepy.
Yeah.
So does that mean at nighttime that the houses in this world, some of them, not all of them, some of them can wake up and talk to the things that are inside of it?
All right, hold on.
Can
what
a
about
car
this?
come to life if you put those dumb eyes on the front with a mustache? So that there's your Cars theory.
Yeah.
It's just, you start to ask a lot of questions.
How do they have kids in the Cars universe? I'm getting stuck on the Cars thing. Maybe they just put eyes on other cars that they make and they call it a day. Hold on. So
it gives you anxiety. It's like when I learned about AI and I couldn't sleep for a day. It's like, wait, what's happening with the toy? How much is alive? And also, it's like, if anything, it could come to life in that way.
Yeah.
What else is alive that we're just not acknowledging?
You bring it up like Halloween. Like if you make a haunted house with like a spooky skeleton that jumps out, is that spooky? Does that, when you're not looking, does that spooky skeleton like talk with the other spooky skeletons in your haunted house?
At Disneyland, there's a lot of
animatronics
and even toys that are there. Is that just crawling? Is there a giant population that we don't know about at Disneyland at night?
Toy Story's really missing out if they don't do like a Disneyland After Dark with the toys.
Yeah. That'd be really cool. They're going to Disneyland. That would be a great ad, and I'd be on board with it.
Tyler Swanson in there, sex toys being alive. Oh God.
Well, if you talk to yours, I guess I don't really know how
to put eyes on it. Again, we don't know what the rules are.
Oh, blow up dolls. That means that no. They have a mouth to talk with.
See, are you thinking of all the implications, Pixar? Are you thinking about what you've done here?
Austin brings up a great point. Pet rocks. That's just garbage on the ground. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Richard's IM7. Well, they're called Buzz and Woody.
Zoop. There you go. What if the robots are just future toys? What if robots is just a future Toy Story? Haha. After the humans. I love robots. By the way,
that's a different production house. You can't do that.
What if Bonnie figured out she is a simulation and she's just going nuts?
Well, here's the other thing I was thinking about. What if we come out the other end of this and all we realize is the toys were never coming alive? This is all the imagination of somebody else.
Here's something that's scary too. A lot of those toys that came to life have like an imprint of what they're supposed to be. Buzz, like in both movies, in 1 and 2, you have Buzz like trying to figure out that he's a toy, and then he goes to the store where he finds a bunch of other ones at him. Yeah. Imagine what that would be like. That's AI. That's the movie AI. That's what that is for that little boy. But then, there's so many questions that just start pouring out of this. From what I can gather, so there's like at least some kind of through line with what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
It seems like if you start treating something like it's alive, or you dress something up like a living thing, there are two camps here.
Yeah.
Those things come to life. And they move around when you're not looking, or they could move around when you're looking. That means all figurines that's why I brought up the things that look like things start acting like things. Yeah. That means if you go to like a Comic-Con and you see like figurines that you want for like Freddy or Jason or whatever, or Chucky, like there was a comment about that for Chucky. I lost it there.
Yeah, don't buy your kids a Chucky doll, I think is what we're saying.
So, and then those come to life and they're going to behave the way they're supposed to behave.
Yeah.
Is it fair to assume that Chucky might actually be like live within the Toy Story world?
Yeah, but maybe Chucky thinks he's a good guy doll.
Yeah, he's just doing what he's supposed to. Yeah, there's nothing real negative there.
Listen, I'd like to know what you all think in the comments down below. Let us know
Sam needs a one-on-one with the Disney Imagineer. Stat. I need it. I need to know what's happening.
Let us know what you think about what's going on in Toy Story 4 and whether you think it needs to be happening.
Oh, I'm on board because after that, I was I was on the fence, but then the Keegan, Michael Key, and Jordan Peele little sketch.
Yeah, that was great.
This is really hilarious. Funny. Also, I do miss these characters, so I wouldn't mind another installment. Also, it has a nice trilogy, and if I don't like it, then it doesn't need to be a part of it. Yeah. It's like with Scrubs. What happened? There was never a 9th season.
What are you talking about?
They were never teachers. That's dumb. But if you guys have more theories and you want to condense this down to like a set of guidelines that you think this would work by, let me know down below. I know in the Pixar theory, Toy Story is like that's the predecessor to like Cars taking over and whatnot, and Wall-E and whatnot. So there are like someone did the work, the legwork to say that's why why the Cars take over the world or whatever. But also, if you want to think about Cars as its own separate universe for a second, and it works however it does. Yeah. God loves them. They're gonna figure out how they're gonna work, and that means they have their own. God, and there was a World War II. Anywho, so let's keep going.
So, does Toy Story explain Cars? I don't know. Let us know in the comments down below. Please please subscribe, please share this video. Please go to onlystupidanswers.com for more and subscribe to patreon.com/onlystupidanswers for more exclusive content. I got most of it right.
Yes, you did. Also, you can click right here for our Patreon. We've got our comic book review show for New Comic Book Day. Also, Super TV Showdown where we watch all of the Super TV shows. And also click right here. There's another video on this channel you probably missed out on. Wouldn't want you to. It's probably a good one.
It's a good.
Most of them are.